What's up, guys? It's Nick here from Nick's Taxes, and today we have another CRA update, and this one, unfortunately, is regarding CRA tax fraud. Now, you hate to see it, especially during these tough times. You wish these fraudsters would just lay off for a little bit, but right now they're actually upping their intensity. I think it's because of all the CERB and the CRB payments that have come through. People know they have taxpayers have money through these benefits, and they're trying to use different scare tactics to really fool people out of their money. And you hate to see it, and it sucks when people get stuck. But unfortunately, people are out there. I'm getting called like crazy, actually. And what's nuts is right now I have an issue with the CRA, and I'm actually expecting a phone call from the CRA at any day, and I'm getting these fake calls, and it's getting tougher and tougher to actually decipher what's real and what's fake. So in today's video, we're going to walk through actually a story here that just happened out in BC, and then I'm going to walk you through some tactics that you can use to decipher whether or not you are dealing with a real call or a fake call, and how to decipher between the two, and how you can protect yourself against CRA scams. So what happened here in New Westminster, BC, there were two victims who just recently reported that they lost upwards of $23,000, and the other person lost $1,600, according to the New Westminster police. They got calls, both received calls claiming to be the CRA, and they used some scare tactics, and bottom line is that these individuals actually deposited funds into a Bitcoin machine. And once you kind of deposit into a Bitcoin machine, it's nearly impossible to track that. So, these scammers were successful in getting, upwards of 23 grand from someone. You hate to see it. You think, who's dumb enough to fall for this? But when you're in that situation, sometimes you just don't know. And a lot of these scare tactics, they cause people to do things that you wouldn't normally do when, you're thinking logically. But as soon as you kind of have this fear, you do a lot of stupid stuff. And so today we're going to look at how to protect ourselves from a scam. So there's many different types, obviously. But the one that we're looking at right now is through the phone calls. And so we're getting a lot of these. Now, the CRA will call you. The CRA will never call you and use scare tactics. So the best thing I can say is, I have clients in which the CRA agents phone me on their behalf with balances due upwards of 6 figures, and they never call using scare tactics, demanding payment right away. The CRA agents that I deal with are always calm, cool, and collected in conversing, and they're always willing to talk it out. So these are people that I deal with. Again, some of these people have balances due of 6 figures plus. So, your $2,000 CERB payment that they may pretend that you need to pay back, they're not going to use scare tactics to try to get that back from you. In other words, they got bigger fish to fry. So the CRA, they'll call you if there's an issue or if there's a balance due sometimes, or for a few different issues surrounding small businesses. And, they will call, they will ask to verify your identity on the phone so that they know that they're talking to the right person, and they have the right phone number with the right account, obviously. So, they'll ask personal information such as, your name, your date of birth, your address, even your social insurance number. They will ask. They will ask about details of your account. They will, begin to audit you and begin the audit process. Or if you're starting a small business, they'll offer some tax help in there. But the CRA is never going to call demanding immediate payment. And a couple immediate red flags regarding payment as well is when you're dealing with the CRA, they only deal with Canadian dollars or with money. They're never going to ask you to pay something in Bitcoin. They're never going to ask you to use prepaid credit cards, gift cards. There's a lot of them that, demand money in iTunes cards. The CRA is never going to ask for iTunes cards. What would the CRA do with an iTunes card. The CRA wants their tax money so that they can, put that towards social services or whatever the Canadian government decides to do with our tax revenue. They're not using iTunes cards. I don't care how big of a music fan Justin Trudeau thinks he is. You're not funding his iTunes library. CRA is also never going to use aggressive language with you or threaten you with an arrest by sending the police. This is another big one, and I think this is a huge one that scares a lot of people and gets people to do things that they don't want to do. The CRA and the police aren't really connected at all. So if you have an issue with the CRA, you're going to be dealing with CRA agents. They can never summon the cops to arrest you because you haven't paid a tax balance. Okay, and that's going to be a big thing. They'll never threaten you with the police. Another big thing as well is that when you get a call from the CRA agent should state their full name and their agent ID number. And they'll also provide you with most likely the department in which they work in. If you're ever unsure if this is a scam or if this is the real deal, one of the things that you can do, and I actually do this often when I'm dealing with my clients, is I write down that information. I say, thank you. Let me just call you back. Now is not a good time. I call back the general CRA tax line. I speak with whoever agent picks up, and I ask them to verify that agent. I'll say, hey, I was speaking with, John Smith. Agent ID is XXXXX. Can you confirm that he actually works with the CRA? And an agent will be able to verify if this person is legit or not. Also, the CRA is never going to send you a text. So that's a big one as well. But when you're getting these scam calls, you need to ask yourself a couple questions as well after you've gone through these things. Is why is this caller pressuring me to act immediately, or am I being pressured to act immediately? Another question is, did I actually file my tax return? Did I file it on time? Have I received any other information stating that, I have a balance due? What's my notice of assessment say? CRA is not going to call you out of the blue and say, hey, you owe X amount. You need to repay this right now or you're going to jail. Like, that doesn't make sense. Even if jail was in the possibility, there would be so many things following up to that you're not just going to get a random phone call saying you need to do this now. This is your last call. It just doesn't make sense. So another thing, again, if you have a balance owing, it's going to be in a notice of assessment or a notice of reassessment, and that's going to come either through your CRA My Account or they're going to mail you something. So, have I received a notice online, or have I received some sort of written communication from the CRA recently? If you feel like you need to report a scam, there is a Canadian anti-fraud center in which you can report a scam to. That's 1-888-495-8501. And you can call there to report a scam. If you were scammed, or if you suspect you may have been the victim of fraud, or may have been tricked into giving financial or personal information, contact your local police service. If your SIN has been stolen, you should also contact Service Canada, and they will take over from there. Guys, be careful, be vigilant out there when it comes to these frauds. Protect your money at all costs. And if you have any questions, always best bet, hang up the phone, call the CRA back. It's better for you to actually initiate that call rather than them call you. So guys, stay safe out there. And, if you have any comments, have any questions, let me know in the comments below. I appreciate all those. And I will see you guys in the next video. Ciao.